All right, welcome back to the second break session, and I got caught up. I'm reading about like index DB API stuff and service worker stuff for my side project that I'm working on, and yeah, it's pretty cool. I've never really done so much with like the service worker, and it's kind of fascinating. So a lot of cool stuff there. So and some limitations that I didn't expect, but I think I can work around. So yeah. All right. That's cool. Let's go. Let's see. All right. So I figured for this break session, we talk about this thing that I just recently found out about, and it seems pretty cool. So let me just matter of fact, let me really quickly just now I just found out about it, and I haven't like played with it or anything, but it seems cool. And so I figured I would show it, and maybe someone else would find it cool, and or maybe has used it or has any sort of interest in it. So the thing I'm talking about is called, I don't know, M30. Is that how you say it? All right, so let me share my screen. I don't think I need any audio. So this is the thing here, right? And it says it's the open source public cloud platform. That's cool. And so, like, because previously we spoke about Supabase. I think it's supabase.io. Let me Supabase. Let me see here. Yeah, supabase.io. And so their tagline basically is the open source firebase alternative, right? And now So now we have, I'm assuming it's called Micro because that's what came up here, but it says powered by Micro, which is, I think, is the larger company or whatever. So I don't know. But so now this is saying like it's the open source AWS alternative. So yeah, I don't know. Again, I just came across this like today. And I was like, oh, it seems interesting. So I figured I would bring it here and see if anybody else is interested in it. So, the open source public cloud platform. M30 is an open source AWS alternative built for the next generation of developers. Consume public APIs as simpler programming building blocks for a 10x better developer experience. So, I guess it sits in between like public APIs in your project, and you can just kind of plug them in as blocks. So, all right. So public APIs for everyday use. So they have like storage. All right. They have functions, serverless compute as a service. Image. So you'll be able to upload, resize, and convert images. So let's take a look at what that looks like. So if you have an image. All right. So you make a request and you want the output URL, and then so that's the URL that you want to send, it looks like. So let me look at a note. So you have curl, Go, and Node.js. And I'm familiar with Node.js, so let's see what this says. All right. So yeah, so you get image from their library and then convert an image from one format, JPEG, PNG, etc., to a, this is really not good contrast here, to another, either on the fly from base 64 to base 64, or by uploading the conversion result. Conversion result. Okay. So this is like the world's longest function name. All right. So convert a PNG image to a JPEG taken from a URL and saved to a URL on Micro's CDN. That is like the longest function name I've ever seen. That is amazing. All right. So Micro has a CDN, it looks like. So you do the new image service, all right, and then you have to put in your token, all right. So you get a token from Micro. Then you have your image service, and then you're awaiting the convert. So, okay. So, all right. So this is what you want to call it. The name is what you want to call it. Output URL. I guess it'll return back the URL to where it got uploaded to. And then this is the URL of the source image. So see, here's the PNG. So convert a PNG to a JPEG. So we're going from this URL. So we'll pull it from the URL. That's pretty cool. And convert it to a JPEG. And it looks like it'll, yeah, make output a URL and not a base64 response. Oh, so what comes back from here, you can make it either a URL or the actual base64. And so, like you see right here, so yeah, so you get the CDN images and then the cat JPEG. Oh, that's pretty cool. And so it handles all that stuff for you. All right. And then if you want to resize it, similar stuff. Upload. Now, if you want to upload an image by either sending a base64. Okay, so if you want to upload it to their CDNs. Okay, cool. All right. So that's not too bad. Let's see what else we got here. And so, okay, so publish and stream to messages. So let's see what. Oh, so message going back and forth. I guess you can send messages back and forth. That's cool. Let me see. Again, let's go with the node. All right. So publish a message. Okay, so then you're using the streams service, and then you're publishing it, giving it an ID type. All right. So then whatever is gonna listen for it, then you just okay. That's pretty cool. So whatever is listening for it, subscribing to it, you just send in information, just like so it's like an event. All right, cool. And so yeah, you're listening for a topic, a specific topic. That's cool. Oh, publishers is right there. So yeah, so you have to make sure you give it a topic. All right, that's pretty cool. Yeah, and so then this thing will, you have to set its topic. Let me see here. Stream subject. Okay, yeah, and the topic. So you need to set in the topic, and then it'll come back with a stream. That's cool. Nice. All right. So let's see what else. So they have user, so authentication, and then like real-time weather stuff. So it looks like they have other. So they have like their own internal stuff, and it looks like they have other public things like emojis and forex, and that's cool. There's a hello world one, and getting IP addresses, and then getting unique IDs like UUID stuff. Even like prayer, Islamic prayer times, and the Holy Quran. Pretty cool sentiment analysis, stocks, create website thumbnails, time, and then UK vehicle lookup. All right, and they have like a URL shortener. Oh, and then you can also do some Twitter stuff. So yes, look like they have other third-party things that you can integrate with. All right, that's cool. So let's go back. So this is basically explore APIs. What happens when I click get started? It makes me have to log in. Okay, sure. Getting started. Wait. I click get started, but then getting started takes me somewhere else. I don't know. All right, cool. So you'll need a token. All right. Let's see. So for security purposes, if you log in with OAuth, the password is no longer valid unless you reset it. All right. So then here's like a hello world. So you npm install it, and then you just require it. I guess this is everything. And then you get the client, insert the token. You call hello world, call, okay. And then the response is message hello Albert. All right. So you generate thing. Then you just using an endpoint. And then, okay, so here we go, billing. This is how billing. So the majority of micro APIs are free during the beta period. So it looks like it hasn't been like released or anything. So this is just the beta period. So they're doing tests and stuff. So it's free for now. Third-party API. So yes, so there are some third-party ones. Or calls that perform specific functions such as SMS or email are charged or for and billed per request. Each account has a credit-based balance. Any requests made to a paid API will be debited from the balance in real time. So I guess you could add money to it then, I guess, if you want to use one of those like paid ones or the third parties, I guess. When your balance is zero requests, okay, when your balance is zero, comma, request to paid APIs will return a block status. Okay. And then, so then I think I clicked this before, and it goes nowhere. Before I thought it made me just like try to log in. I don't know. And yeah, so like they have a Slack and stuff, so that's cool. So let's see, the GitHub. What's partner? Oh, some forms. I guess if you want to partner with them, platform. Okay. Oh, so they have this another thing, platform. Let's just go to. So m30.dev. Oh, okay. So there's a little bit more stuff. So okay, so it's kind of similar, I think. Your new API built for the cloud. Okay. So like, okay, so I guess this is more back end stuff. Like but the other stuff was using Node. So I don't know. Again, I have to look more. Has anybody ever seen anything like this? Have you used, not anything like this, but have you used this micro before? These seem almost. Well, I mean, it has like the email, the DB seems similar. Micro server. So it's using Go. Cool. Yeah, I have to look into this more, but they look like they could be the same stuff. Let's see what happens if I go pricing here. Oh, by the way, let me put this link in the list of links that'll be in the archive. Okay, so hit pricing. Oh, here we go. All right, so we got some pricing. So we got free. You deploy from Git. Connect from anywhere. Zero infrastructure management. Okay. Then I guess you can pay $45 a month. Oh, sell your API and services on the platform. Oh, so this for the dev, you're developing those services, and then this other micro.com is taking those in. Okay. That's cool. So the dev is a way of being able to make some money. But I guess you have to pay $45 to be able to get like increased resource limits and all these things. And then metered billing and payments. Okay. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Yeah, here you get started building APIs and services, where the other one is you're consuming them. That's cool. Nice. All right, so yeah, so what do you think? You think this is it seems pretty cool to me. And so I'll probably dive a little bit more deeper into it, but let me stop sharing my screen. Cool. So what do y'all think? Is that something you're find interesting that you think could be kind of cool? Seems cool. And again, it looks like it's brand new. So, take that for what it's worth, right? Let me see. Oh, I just realized I didn't do any sort of stuff like as I was going through it. Hold on, let me share the screen again, just so I can have some sort of thing here. Let me do this real quick. But yeah, seems pretty cool. While I'm doing that, let me get this thing ready. We've got one more break session for the day. All right. Cool. And so, but I think it looks pretty cool. Open source public cloud platform. I think that could be cool. And then, so that's m30.com. So it's micro. That's how I guess how you would say it. And then there's creating. So this one is using the APIs. And then m30.dev is creating the APIs for .com to use. All right, cool. That seems cool. And then, so I guess they're positioning themselves as an open source AWS alternative. Whereas Supabase was the open source firebase alternative. So that's pretty cool, like to see open source, like, you know, I guess kind of being created from these commercial avenues. That's cool. What do y'all think about that? You know, like if you were to create a product that you're trying to sell, and then all of a sudden there's like an open source version of your product, how would y'all feel? Just kind of curious. Because again, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I guess maybe it'll also help push you to create more things on top of it. Because for example, like Linux is basically free, but then there's open source, but then you have like Red Hat, which is like a commercial one of it. So I guess developers would more like use Linux, and then corporations who don't have to worry about things would just get like something that's kind of like already made and like tailored, and you can call somebody and be like, hey, can I get this fixed, kind of thing. So I don't know, maybe that's another option. So yeah, but that's cool. And so like for this open source Firebase alternative Supabase, see, there's no serverless functions yet. Okay, but you get a lot of other stuff that Firebase can do. And then I don't use much AWS because honestly, I get confused. Like just going into like the dashboard, and there's like a million different things to do. And I'm like, wait, and you have to like read and research, and then some things do similar things, but then kind of not. And then like the pricing for me is kind of, I don't know. So I think I just need more time with the AWS stuff and to build a little bit more with it, but it just seems like a lot. And but so something a little bit you know, beginner friendly or what have you. So that's why I use a lot of like Firebase. Like me personally, a lot of my projects are just on Firebase because everything I need is there. And if I ever need to extend, then I can go and find other things. But yeah, I make very small niche side projects. So yeah, Firebase pretty much everything. Oh, and then here is the company itself, or so everything goes to like a GitHub. And I have to keep, so programming the real world. And so these are the folks behind it, micro.mu. And let me post that also. And yeah, so yeah, just posting everything. You can check out more stuff. And yeah, just passing on information. And then you can find the cloud hosted version at m30.com, which then brings us back to here. All right, one big circle. So we started where we ended off. All right, cool. I got all my clips that I need. Thank y'all for hanging out. I'm going to let y'all get back to work now. Appreciate y'all. And we have one more break session. And then so if you want to get your show and tell in, now would be the time. If not, I'm going to go over an artist's website that we played on the radio show and, you know, listen to some tunes. All right. So speaking of tunes, let me get y'all your traveling music, courtesy of Nujabez and Apani B. The track is called A Thank You. And I want to thank y'all for hanging out. And yeah, see you soon for the final break session. And I wish you much productivity. All right. I got to go back to this service worker documentation and stuff. So, all right. Thanks, y'all. See you soon. All right. Be easy. Peace.
But let me start from the heart. I just want to stay. I thank God for showing love to me. I appreciate this unique opportunity. I'm gonna rock so hard you never stop supporting me. I'm gonna show you how music is more meaning to life. I thank you all for showing love to me. I appreciate this unique opportunity. I'm gonna rock so hard you never stop supporting me. I'm gonna show you how music is more meaning to life. But let me start from the heart. I just want to stay. I thank you all for showing love to me. I appreciate this unique opportunity. I'm gonna rock so hard you never